I think we are live. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to go and grab my phone. Say hello if you're there so I know there's people watching. Let me know if you can hear me. I'll be back in a sec. I'm going to leave it a few minutes anyway for a few more people to join on. So give us a shout if you can hear me. I'll just be sat here editing, tinkering away, and if you want to ask any questions, I'm reading the comments, drop me a message, drop me a comment and I'll read them and get back to you. Chris, got some sort of warning about bit rate, which might be affecting the sound repeating. Mic echo, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Might be a bit rate issue. I'm still working out this whole live thing, you know. Tony Darcy, yo Tony. Mark, will you be finished by the time the live starts? Hell yeah. I'm going to be packed up and back in the other room for 10 o'clock to watch it on +1. So if you want to shut off at 9, go for it. I get there's better things to be watching, even Love Island, but I'm going to be watching on ITV +1 at 10 o'clock. Gotta say though, with Love Island this year, they're all a bit flat, there's no one exciting me. Right, so, I did my first live video. I did my first live stream on this last week when I was in Spain. Some of you might have tuned in. Let me know if you did. Thanks, Mark. But if you didn't, I started an highlights film edit that I'm working on at the minute, which I've got up here. You should be able to see on the screen. So this was a feature film that I'd done, like a 50-60 minute feature film, and I was condensing it down to highlights. So I was kind of halfway through that. We had a few connectivity issues, so I did it offline and then I uploaded the video. I had to cancel the live stream, so I uploaded the video that I'd done after of me offline, sharing my screen and continuing with the edit. So if you watched the live stream last week and it cut out, there is another video that carried on with the edit offline that I've uploaded, because I didn't want you guys to miss out. So I'm now continuing where I left off last week with the same edit, and I'm just going to work away. There is a bit of lag. It might be the software I'm using, you know, because I'm using like a streaming software to be able to share my screen and stuff. But we're still working on the kinks. So, awesome live video. Thanks, Nuku Yen. I'm really sorry that I pronounced that wrong, but thank you. This is so weird. I feel like I'm talking to myself. It's bizarre. So yeah, I'm back home in the sort of makeshift office this week, and I have no more destination weddings coming up, unfortunately. But I've got a wedding tomorrow a local wedding. So I've just prepped up all my kit for that. And I've got about an hour or so to kind of go live with this. I'm going to continue tinkering away with this edit. And like I say, there is a bit of lag, so hopefully you'll be able to watch along as I work. But the format that I want to do with this, in order to do this consistently, because my plan is to do this once a month, maybe once a fortnight, if there's interest. So comment, let me know in the comments or in the chat thing if you would like to see a monthly live edit. Because my plan is to just edit live, go turn the camera on, tinker away at my edit as I would be doing, but just having the camera on so that you can watch and you can ask questions as I'm going, and I can answer them. So that's the plan. That's the plan format, to keep it nice and easy. That I'm going to start doing as a monthly thing, maybe on the channel. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. And I'm going to get into the edit now. But like I say, if you have any questions, let me know. Nice hat, Nguyen said as well. Thank you. It's Star Wars themed. I'm glad. I do get a fair few comments on this hat. I do like it very much. There's Tatooine on there. It's Star Wars based, if you're a fan. So I got about halfway through this edit the last week of the highlights film, and I cut the first half of the track to the bride and groom's personalised vows and this sort of slow track that I've got here, Boiling Water Globes from Musicbed. And I'm up to the second half now where the beat picks up a little bit using Airplane's track. And I'm going to, where you can see the audio peaking here, that's where all the dancey footage is going to go. Because there's quite a good part of this one. I'm just going to watch this through, just to familiarise myself where I was up to. I use a bird wings flapping sound effect there where the bird flies off. Maybe. That's fine. I'm going to skip through. Right, comments. Hi Adam, how's it going, mate? What's new on my iPad Air? Cool. Aaron, hey. Jamie, there's a mic echo from you having the sound. Can you hear the actual sound coming from the edit? Because if you can, I can mute that if that's what's causing the issue. I bet that's what's causing the issue. This is the problem last week. I didn't turn my mic on the edit. I just had my AirPods. People could hear me, but couldn't hear the edit. And I kind of wanted to hear the edit, but maybe it would be better just to have my AirPods in and not let you hear the edit, so that there's no annoying echo. I don't want that. Let me know, because I imagine that's infuriating. I can maybe mute that. That might fix it. Lex Film. Hey, hi Adam. Hello, mate. How you doing? Right, I'm going to crack on. So I'd got up to this point in the ceremony where groom sees the bride coming in. Bride and groom bog off in the Jeep thing. I love that shot of the plane. Put a little sound effect of an airplane in there as well, just to add a little bit of something. And then the second track kicks in. Now is better, there's no echo, echo's gone. Sweet. I'm glad I've figured out something.
We're still learning. It's all very exciting. Right, I need my next segment of audio to go in here. So I need to find that first before I do anything else. These are all sort of B-roll clips, as you can see. All already color graded. I'd done that previously. Right, just mute that a minute so I can listen to. Right, that's the best man speech. It's good up to about this point because then he starts to stutter a little bit. So I might have a bit of that because it's rare that the best man speech is sort of emotional and sentimental enough to fit in the highlight, unless it's hilarious. So it's nice to kind of get the best man one in. So I've got a nice bit of the best man speech there that I might use. Yes, Pat. Hello, mate. Shot with the 55. Yes, it is. This is all shot with the Zeiss 55mm handheld for most of it. All this B-roll that you've seen is all handheld with the 55mm. Are you sticking to it now or going back and forth? I am sticking with it. It's really grown on me now that I'm used to the focal length. I really do like it, and it's a little bit more stable, I find, than the 85, which is probably because of the focal length. Easier to stabilize. Oh, I spilled my coffee. Look at right. I just want to highlight this shot as well. I bet a lot of you will see this. This guy in the corner here thinks I'm taking a photo, and he's posed and paused for the photo. Whenever that happens, I leave those in the edit. I find them hilarious. Yeah, I don't hear the audio from the wedding edit. Yes, so I've muted the audio from the edit so that it turns off the echo. It's my only way to get around it without looking into it. I'm really sorry. So let me know if you'd rather have the echo and the edit audio, or you'd rather not have the annoying echo. Just let me know which you prefer, and I'll go with that. Majority vote. Right, so this is I've got a bit of the groom speech, which maybe you feel pressure to always the audio, but in highlight film, only looking for the very, very best stuff, the stuff that sounds the best. So I could do a full highlights film and not include the vows or any of the groom speech, or I could omit certain parts of the day, like the bridal prep. I could build a whole highlight film just around the night do. It's much more subjective and creative than the feature film, which has a bit of everything in it, obviously. Pat, I hate the photo pose people. Mate, it's so funny. I love it. And I think the bride and groom might have a giggle when they see it back. That's the hope, anyway. That's why I leave them in. Right, I'm not going to use that bit. it's a bit standard. I think there's better bits that I can be using, and like I say, the highlight film, in the interest of using the very best stuff, I'm going to omit that one. Right, I'm having a bit of that. I'm going to whack that in there. I'm going to move this bit over. I'm having some of that. I'll come back to that bit. I'm going to. So first, I'm going to go into the best man bit. I'm going to put that in. Right, turn the track back on. Figure out why that's going to slot in because I want it to fit to the music always. Watching from. I am from Boston, Massachusetts. Hello, Boston, Massachusetts. I would love to go there one day. I love that some people from the States are viewing. It's cool. Obviously, there's a lot more of you guys in the States, a lot more wedding videographers, and a lot more people that follow YouTube stuff. And it's I feel like the UK market and the UK videography style is very different to the American style in the American market. So I like that we get to see the American way and learn stuff from you guys, and vice versa. I like to think that our style is completely different to the US. I think it's good to look across the pond and see what's going on. It's Jamie. It's the people that see a camera and ask you to take a photo and stare blankly when you tell them you're the video guy. Yeah, well, I know. You're taking video with that camera, really? People ask me to take a photo on a wedding day. I just take it, and I know that it's going to be because I'm like this far away from them on a 55mm or an 85mm, and all I've got in frame is this. So I'll just take a picture of them, say thank you, and move on, and delete it 2 seconds later, and they're just happy that they just think, oh yeah, he's took my photo, cool. And like, I just take it. I find it easier. I don't know. And then I have a laugh with the photographer about how they're going to get in trouble if that photo doesn't make the album. I digress and get distracted. Do you know what? That actually is the perfect place to have that bit of audio. It fits. And then the music is, yeah, it's a happy accident. It's just, I've slid it in there just for now. That's where I want it, so I'm going to leave it. Right, I need to get into some sort of mingly sort of shots. I'm sacking that one off. I've already got shots like that. So I'm going to get now into some sort of drinks reception-y, mingly stuff. Everyone chatting and having a good time. Start showing a bit of that. I've got a bit of audio here. A few bits of ambient audio from just straight out of camera from like crowd chattering and laughing and stuff. And I like to just put that in quietly underneath just to give it a bit of substance and let the couple hear, their friends and their family. Bum, 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 bum. So what's shooting? That one's a bit shit. Get rid of that one. That one can stay. That one can stay. Shot of mum there. That should probably stay. That one can stay. Get rid of that one. Again, shot of mum light's quite nice on mum there. I'll leave that one in. Get rid of them. Maybe shots of the singers. Get rid of all them. Don't need them. Here we go. Apologies if you only wanted edit questions. No, Pat. Any questions about anything really? This is listen. The format of this live editing thing that I'm going to be trying to do once a month is basically I will sit here and do my editing as I would normally, but with the camera on, and you can watch as I tinker away and ask questions about the edit or editing related or wedding in general or what. Ask me questions about Love Island if you want. I'm not bothered. Whatever you want. So it's just a Q&A whilst I edit. That's the premise, the idea. Aaron Evans, do you watch other people on YouTube? I need more people to watch. Yeah, I watch. I love a bit of YouTube. I don't watch that many, but I do have my core group of people. In terms of wedding filmmaking, obviously, I used to watch the wedding film school stuff. Matt Johnson, I watch. I love Henry Martins of the Martins Brothers. White and Reverie. There's not. I don't really know of any in the UK. If there's any other wedding videography YouTube channels in the UK that I'm not aware of, that you know about, let me know because I'm not aware of any. But I watch Pierre McKinnon and Casey Neistat, who are big sort of techie YouTubers. Marquis Brownlee, Unbox Therapy, and all those sort of techie stuff. And what else? In terms of filmmaking in general, Fandor is a brilliant channel for little cinematography and filmmaking tips. And there's a channel called Every Frame a Painting, Every Frame a Picture, or Every Frame a Painting, something like that. That used to do like cinematography essay videos. They were brilliant, but their channel's not been operational for a while now. So yeah, that answers your question. Am I going to buy the new iMac Pro? $7,000 iMac Pro to do 4K video. I believe that can handle 8K video pretty seamlessly. I wish. I would love to have the new iMac, the new Mac Pro. It's not an iMac Pro. It's just a Mac Pro. The cheese grater looking thing. I'd love one. I'd love the monitor, to be honest. But I'm not spending that much. No, I had. Okay, so I don't need to edit 4K. Just 1080p, which my MacBook Pro handles fine. How do you handle couples saying they love your work but ask if you'll go cheaper? Do you stick to your guns or maybe only allow haggling if you think the wedding is going to look brilliant? Yes, it's a good old question, that, Pat. You pretty much nailed it on the head for me. They love your work, but will you go cheaper? Look, don't be harsh on the couple. There's every chance that they do really love your work and they genuinely can't afford you. Don't forget that a lot of these couples are saving up for a long time to pay for the wedding. They have budgets to stick to, like everyone. You can't get annoyed at them for not be willing to spend, your kind of prices. Everyone's got a budget, and I don't think it's cheeky for them to ask for a discount. It's flattering, if anything. So would I go cheaper? It would depend on when the wedding was, where the wedding was, how many weddings I've already got in for that month or week or year. If I'm really quiet and I need the work, then maybe I would do a bit of discount. Everyone's got a price, man. Don't think that people just, even these top guys charge thousands and thousands and never come down, because everyone will be, if it's a Thursday wedding or a December wedding and you're dead quiet around it and it's just a cheeky bit of extra money, then you can discount a bit if it's going to get you the gig. Or likewise, if it's a wedding that you really think is going to look good on your portfolio or lead to something else, if it's a wedding with a planner or it's a wedding at a venue you want to work at, I would say, then yeah, I don't mind a bit of haggling. I'm happy to haggle back and say, well, I can't come down to this price, but I can do this price. Or a great little haggling tool is if you're offering extras like second shooters or drone or stills or raw footage, you can throw those things in for free. You could say, well, I can't come down on my price, but I can throw in this extra for free. That's a better way to handle it. And on the flip side, sometimes you could turn around and say, I'm really sorry, I can't come down on prices. You could stick to your guns. You could say, I can't come down on prices. I'm really sorry that I'm out of your budget. All the best with the wedding. Hope you have a great time. And just dismiss them like that. And sometimes, like, the psychology of that makes them go, oh, well, actually, we do have, if they say, can you come down? They might just be looking for a bit of discount, even though they've got the money. So you could turn around and say, look, I can't come down, but all the best. Hope you have a great time. And all of a sudden they go, oh, no, we still want you. Because they, it's that kind of psychology of it. So you just have to try and gauge it as and when. It's a tricky one, man. It's a tricky one. But you kind of learn to gauge couples and inquiries, I find. To address the lack of sound on the actual edit, because I've muted it. Just so you know, I will, once this is finished and sent off to the couple, etc. I will be uploading this film, all being well, if the couple don't mind. I'm going to upload the finished film to my YouTube channel so that you can, you can see the edit, you can watch the edit, and then you can see the finished film as well. So you will be able to watch it back properly with sound and everything at some point. Hurry up, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Do you know what? It's just like, it's building a jigsaw at this stage. It's just getting your B-roll clip, layering it over. And it's just choosing where to bring in a clip, when to bring in a clip, when to have, But they do say you can make or break your film in the edit, so. I try not to overthink it, to be honest, because the couple are going to love it anyway. Like, all they say is their wedding, their friends, their families. That as long as you do something consistent with your work, and you do your best with it, and you give them something quality. It's, the little tiny nuances that you spend hours on, like, and you move a frame, and then you move it back, and then you move it one frame at a time. Sometimes those things that can take you hours, that in reality no one would even notice. Learning to check those impulses is the quickest way to edit faster. It's the easiest way to sort of speed up your edit times. I'm rambling. Shut up, Adam. His guitar, I know it sounds weird, but his guitar kind of fits the music there, that's always a nice little bonus. Where are we up to? I'm 3.5 minutes in, and the track goes up to about 5.5 minutes. I'll leave it at that. I like those shots. Nice little sequence there. Excuse me. Patrick Holt, just cheers, man. Just what I need to hear. You are most welcome, my mate. I hope you're well. Going off your Instagram feed and stuff, it looks like you're smashing it, mate, which is amazing. It's great to see you doing well. I told you it's a decent gig, this whole wedding videography life. Who's watching Love Island out of interest? Because it's starting in a minute. But I will be watching it on +1 if you want to stick around and join me for the +1 crew. Love a bit of Love Island. Nice little guilty pleasure. Right, what have we got here? So I need to start. That's the groom speech I'm going to be using some of. More B-roll clips. Probably get. Oh yeah, I've got to have that one in with the guys. Don't need these photo shots. That one's quite nice actually. One of the boys, one of the girls. Yeah, I might leave those in for now. Group shot. Yeah. Craig Davies. Live edit take 2. Yeah, sure is, man. You know it. I've got loads of good footage of people enjoying themselves having a drink. Oh, hello. What's this? That's just a still. No, let's get rid of that. I'm not gonna bother chasing that one. Yeah, live edit take 2. It's the same film as on. It's still editing on the same thing. I'm gonna continue tinkering away whilst you ask questions and watch and stuff. Where do you get your music from? I use MusicBed for most stuff, my friend. MusicBed. So this track is by Airplanes. It's called Blaze. It's on MusicBed, and this one is also on MusicBed, Boy in a Water Globe. I love this venue. So good. I love working at this venue. Where does the beat pick up? Right, I'm just listening for the beat. Alright, so the beat, I'm going to put a marker there because the beat kicks in there. So I want the groom's speech to end there, and then the music kicks off, and then boom, night do. So, and I could always bring a bit more audio in here when it slows down again at the end. You can see from the waveforms there. So I need to slot in the groom's speech around here somewhere. Yeah, put the groom speech there. That's cool. So I forgot. Yeah. Couple more B-roll shots. Do you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that one. You know, if you really wanted to do a rough cut, you could literally just layer a load over like this. And then just every 2 or 3 clips, leave a gap like that so that you can show the speech underneath. And then I do that. And you don't even need to watch it. You can just go through this, making a few gaps like this. And then play it through. And that's a rough cut done. And then play it through and just tweak as you were. It's a quick way to edit. Right. New to your page, Joe Hammer, yo mate. New to your page, but absolutely love your colours. Thanks. Do you shoot Sony or Canon? Yes, I shoot Sony. A7S Mark IIs, and I have my own sort of picture profile within that I use. There's a video on it somewhere on my channel if you search for picture profile for Sony picture profile or something, or message me and I'll send it to you. But it's on my channel somewhere. There's sort of the settings for my picture profile on my camera, and then I use Film Convert, which is down here, which you won't be able to see because my mug is in the way. Unless I can bring that across somehow. No, I don't think you'll be able to see that. Anyway, yeah, I use Film Convert, which is a plugin for color grading, and I couple that with my picture profile. I've done a video on it, so find that. But yeah, thanks. Craig Davies, did I see a projector shot? How did that come about? You did, this one here. So basically, the venue, it's Owen House Barn, which is a venue near Manchester Airport in the northwest. And they've just opened this new sort of shooting gallery, it's called, where a space that they've built just for brides and grooms to take pictures in. And we were the first access to the shooting gallery here. There's actually a guy that runs it, Dan. He's a photography lecturer, so he knows his stuff. And he's the venue owner. But it was his idea to put some of my footage up on the projector screen, as you can see in the background here. This is my shot from earlier in the day. And then we put the bride and groom in front of it, and it just made for a really, really cool effect. Love your cinematic shot. Thank you. In the video, yeah. Thanks, Adam. You're a singer. Am I? Okay, thanks. I can't sing. I really can't. Did you mean to say singer there? I'm going to just cover that up where she's having a swig of wine because she might not appreciate that. How do you capture the groom's speech? I'm guessing you mean audio wise. You might be able to see there is a Sony TX650 in his pocket here. Those little clipping mics that I've reviewed on the channel, that most of us in the UK use, thanks to Philip White. I've clipped one of those into his jacket pocket, and there's also one taped to the mic there that you might not be able to see, but so I've got two sources of audio, one on the mic, one in his pocket, just as a backup. Yeah, Sony TX650 for audio, and then I've got a shot from my A-cam there, and then I've got a wide shot from my other camera there. And can you actually see me in the background of the shot? I don't think you can you? So I'm probably just out of frame over here, which isn't a conscious thing. Sometimes I'm in frame. It doesn't really bother me on the wide shot. I'm not too fussed. Andrew Lowe, working this. Yes, it is, mate. Shame I missed the beginning. This whole stream will be on the channel. It just automatically gets saved and uploaded to the channel to watch anytime. So you can watch the beginning. Don't worry. Looks like you've cracked the live feed. I think I have. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, mate. It did cock up last time, but we're back. Through the window shot, yeah. I love shooting through glass and reflections and anything like that. The Tascam DR is the best. Lots of videographer use this. I'm sure they do. There is better mics than the Sony TX650 in terms of quality, but in terms of convenience and ease of use, nothing beats it, because you can literally just clip it in and it's there and it's done, and you've mic'd them up in a second. So for the trade-off in quality that you get, which is minimal, it's like 5% less of quality than a Tascam or something, it's so much easier and it's more discreet and respectful of the couple. Which do you prefer to use, mic or pockets? I feel like the mic ones have so much heavy breathing sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. Usually the mic one is a clear because it's closer to the mouth, but like you say, you get a bit of echo or you get a bit of peaking, or so. Hello. I just basically I use both and I listen to them both and I just decide, at that moment which one's better. I wing it mostly, mate. Totally winging it. But in this case, audio was this. Yeah, it was the one on the mic. Right, beat's starting to pick up a bit now, so I can start introducing some of the night do. Get rid of them, they're a bit naff. I tell you what, I'm going to dip the music down a bit here because it gets a bit loud. I'm going to go back through this offline and concentrate on it and tweak it. This is just more of a rough edit. Andrew Lowe, when creating a new project for the ceremony, which setting do you use? I'll show you now. So, new project, give it a name, 1080p, 920, 1080, 25p, ProRes, blah, 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 blah. This is the default. And I hit OK, and yeah, just that's it. Whatever the default is. I assume that's default. That's how mine's set. I don't mess with this. I just 1080p HD, 1920, 25p, excuse me. Yeah. Okay, so I like this shot where they walk into the this is where they walk into the wedding breakfast. Now, obviously, I've exposed for the outside because otherwise, all this would have been completely blown out, and you'd be able to see their faces at this point, but this would be blown out. So it's much better to silhouette them, and that just looks more cinematic, I think, because you might be tempted here to just overexpose so that you can see their faces, but you don't want to blow out any of this stuff behind it. Cannot see that screen just then. Okay, sorry. I'll load it up again and leave it on for a few seconds. So new project is just 1080p HD, 1920 by 1080p resolution, and 25p frame rate. Rendering setting is Apple ProRes 422, and the audio is stereo 42 kilohertz. It's just, I think it's pretty much the basic. You can't see it, no. I wonder if that's because it's a separate pop-up that you're not able to see that window. Right, yeah, sorry about that. So when you make a new project, I'll screenshot this and put it in the comments or something if possible. But basically, you've got project name. I just give it a name. You've got starting time code 000. You've got the video settings 1080p HD as the format, 1920 times 1080 as the resolution, 25p as the rate. Rendering is Apple ProRes 422, and the audio is stereo 42 kilohertz sample rate. Click OK. Push, done. Once you drag it down, where does not open? Click on the Windows to default. Yeah, sorry guys. It's because the software I'm using allows me to share either my screen or the application window. I've chosen to share the application window because I didn't want stuff from my screen popping up that I don't want, you know. I don't want that distracting, so I've just shared my window, my application window, which would mean when I've opened that pop-up thing, it's not been viewable. But yeah. Oh, I've just had a message. I sent off 3 wedding films today, and one of the brides has just messaged saying that she loads of tear emojis. So I think she's happy with her. I think she's happy with the film. Get back to her in a bit. What time are we on? Let's go past. I'm gonna give it another 15-20 minutes, maybe. If people are still interested in watching. Realize you've probably got better things to do. Right, so I was getting to this sequence here, wasn't I, where they enter the room. I'm going to use this here. And I've got a bit of audio from that so that you can see them got the audio underneath here that you can see all the cheers and woo, all that sort of stuff. Urban Paranormal, hello. How long does it take you to edit a film start to finish? So this is the highlights film. Now, but I've stupidly done it in basically I've done a feature film, which is about 16, 17 minutes. They normally take me a full day, maybe a day and a half, to edit a full feature film. And then I'll duplicate that. I'll show you. I've got the names mixed up. So in the feature, I've got the highlight, and in the highlights, I've got the feature. I've mixed it up by accident. But this is the full feature edit there, or what was. So all the B-roll clips, all the bits of stuff, and it's like 16 minutes long. And then basically I've duplicated that into here, trimmed out the bits I want, and made a highlights from that feature. So this highlights edit would probably take me about 3 or 4 hours. I did a big chunk of it. I edited the first sort of 2.5 minutes, and recorded my screen and uploaded it to YouTube last week. And I edited the first 2.5 minutes in about an hour. And I've done this much so far live. But if I wasn't live and concentrating on it, I could probably have, this whole thing would have probably taken about 3 hours. How do you make speech better in Final Cut? Okay, so in terms of tweaking the audio in post-production, so this is the Groom's speech. All I do, I've got my TX650 as the audio file. All I do is put a bit of bass boost on it in this equalization bit here. Bass boost. Sometimes use this loudness thing if I need it a bit louder, if it's super quiet, but generally I don't. So I've lowered this down a bit so it's not peaking. So generally I just put a bit of bass boost on it. And I make sure that the pan mode is on dialogue so that all the audio is coming right in the foreground here, because then the music track pan mode is ambience. So all the music, all the audio from the track is in the background here. So if you don't already do that, have a play around with it. It's a tip I got from Daniel Armitage of Shoot Me Now Films. So I have the dialogue in the foreground, so you hear it in front of you. It's the analogy to use is like this circle is like a bubble around your head of where you hear sound. So the dialogue, if it's in the front, it's in front of you. So you're kind of hearing the Groom's speech directly in front of you and you're focused in on it. Whereas the track is in the background and it's behind you. So you're kind of hearing it in the background, which you want. You want the track to be background music and you want the dialogue to hit you straight in the face. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me, I'm waffling too much, getting dry throat. So we're up to the cake cut, and then I need to use a bit more of the Groom's speech before we build into the night do. I'll try and use a bit more of this portrait footage as well, and yeah, then it's just some night do shots, and then that's it. Watch it back through. I'll be pretty happy with that, I reckon. All right, question. How do you deliver your finished project? Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Hold on. So I'll go to the share thing at the top. No, you can't see the pop-up window. Right, so this is another lesson that I've learned. Next time, make sure I share the whole window rather than just the application. Make sure I share my whole screen. Basically, I go to share and I hit master file. If I can amend this so that you can see. Add or invite feeds. Share screen, choose screen. Application window. Show. Nope. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. So I've hit share, master file, and then I would just settings again, just automatic, like video and audio, H.264, nothing special, just the standard stuff, and then I'll hit 1.34 gigs. I'll hit next. I'll save it. It exports as a .mov, as a movie file, and then I will. I'm going to get rid of that now somehow. I will then change the file name from .mov to .mp4, and it just automatically changes it to an MP4 file, and then I upload to Mediazilla. Pat, what was that videographer's name who shot his wedding film in about 3 shots and it was 8 minutes long? That was Alejandro Color. Brilliant. If you don't know who he is, go and check him out online. I think his videography company is called Real and Short, but his name is Alejandro Color. He's an Argentinian. He's genius, brilliant wedding videographer. And yeah, he did. There's one film that he's done, a wedding highlights film, and it's a full, like, a 6, 7, 8 minute long film, and there's probably about 12 clips in the whole thing. It's genius. He's nailed the lazy edit. I mean, it must have been so easy to edit. No, it's probably really tricky and really clever edit, but the fact that he's got away with filming 12 shots all day and delivering it, and it still being an amazing film, genius. Right, so I need to bit of grim speech that I want to use. Might use that from there. Says something nice. I mean, yeah, he's saying he's doing the bit about the bride now, so he's saying all the nice stuff about her. But generally, of any speech, if you're looking for stuff that you can use in the film from wedding speeches, if you skip to the last couple of minutes of the speech, that's normally where they wrap it up and start to say the sentimental, nice stuff. You can always get some out of those last couple of minutes. I might have a bit of this. Yeah, everyone stands up, does a toast. Quite all that clapping and cheering there. Where are we at? Right, so it says, according to my thing, we've got 8 people watching at the minute. But looking at the comments, I know there's been a lot more than that. But maybe they've all buggered off to watch Love Island. Andrew, how do you pick what music to use? Do you ask the couples, or do you just search for hours looking for music that fits that certain couple? So I don't ask the couple. I use MusicBed first of all to get all my tracks, and I don't ask the couple. I use I choose the music myself. Couples sometimes ask me, or it comes up in conversation, and I'll either say, most couples let me choose the music, or I make those kind of creative. I'll word it in such a way. Basically, if the couple say what happens to the music, I'll say, well, it's your film. You can have as much or as little input as you want, but most of my couples, if not all of my couples, are normally happy for me to make those kind of creative decisions, because it does help when I'm editing to choose the music to fit the pace and all that sort of stuff. So I do explain that to the couple, and I just say, look, all my couples are happy for me to make those creative decisions, and I'm just lucky in that when I explain that to the couple, they just go, yeah, cool, we'll let you decide. So occasionally, I get those that are really set on having a particular kind of song. If they ask for a particular song, an Ed Sheeran track or whatever, say I can't copyright, etc. I just can't do it, but I'll try and find something in the similar vein to that, and they're normally happy with that. So I always say you can have as much or as little input as you want, because it's your wedding film at the end of the day, and that is normally enough to make them say, "Oh, do you know what? You can just do it." And then I search for hours looking for music. I do and I don't. I've got a bank of about 30, 40 tracks now that I know work. Because for like a highlights film, for example, a 5-minute film, you're looking for the track that starts off softly and then builds and builds and builds into like party stuff. So I've already got a good bank of 30 plus songs that I know really work. So I've saved them in a notes. I just go back and listen through the same ones and rotate through. Rather than, and occasionally, what I try and do, I've got the MusicBed app, and if I've got a long drive, if I'm going to a wedding or coming home from a wedding, I've got a long drive, I'll stick the app on and listen to music as I'm driving, and then if anything takes my fancy, I'll favorite it. Because it's dead time anyway. I'm driving. I've got to be, I can't be doing anything. It's dead time, so I might as well use that time to search for music rather than spending half a day searching for music when I could be doing other stuff. What external editor do you use? What external monitor do you use for editing? I've got a Dell 27-inch Dell UP something. Can't remember the name of it, but it's like a 200 quid monitor. It was decent enough at the time. It is decent enough. It's 2K, I think, resolution. I have, back when I first started this YouTube channel a couple of years ago, I did a really rubbish review of my monitor, and it's still my most successful video. It's had like 20,000 views, but it's a rubbish review, so it didn't really do that well. A lot of people disliked it, but that was way before I started doing started using the channel properly. But it's on if you scroll right down to the bottom of my YouTube channel, one of my very first videos is a review of the monitor that I use. But I am at some point hoping, I'm moving house soon. I've just bought a house and we're doing it up, so I'm hoping when I move in, I'm I'm building my own office from scratch, and I'm going to get myself a nice couple of the 5K Apple LG ultrafine screens, because they just look lush. If you let couples choose music, you'll edit 1,000 videos to Ed Sheeran. Exactly. Yeah, so I try and steer them away from that. But I do say, because I'm a people pleaser, so I do say, like, you're as welcome to as much or as little input as you want, but it would be 10 times better if you let me do it. And usually that's enough to suffice. What are you saying? Yeah, I've answered that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm using this Dell monitor, but hopefully soon I'm going to be getting some LG 5K, the ultrafine screens that are just amazing, but they're about 1,500 quid each or something. So I want to get like 3 grand's worth of monitors and a couple of grand's worth of speakers. And when I've just bought a house and paid for all that, so it's I might have to save up for those. Thing is, my problem. Some of you might have this. My problem is that, if I need to spend 5K on monitors and audio, and if I want this mega setup in my office, it's like 5 grand on gadgets. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's only 2 weddings, and I'll be able to pay it off. Brilliant. Just got to do 2 weddings for that, which is not true, because obviously tax, and I've just got to pay bills and But I fall into this trap of being like, yeah, I've done a wedding, I can afford to go on holiday. I have to remind myself not to think like that. I have a girlfriend that helps me ground myself in that respect. Right, so this is where I need to bring the music back down a bit. Tell you what, I'm gonna. Time on 25 to 9. I'm gonna clock off in about 10 minutes. Just a heads up. The music drops off a bit here, so I'm probably going to use some like slow-mo dancey sort of stuff, because it's a bit of a crowd pleaser, but it does work. It is cinematic. Like, it's a bit of a cop out to just slow-mo everything, but it does work. It can be brilliant. I think I've done it in some of these clips somewhere. So I shoot everything in 50p, so that I've got the option to shoot everything in all my B-roll in 50p, so I've got the option to slow down if need be. So like stuff like this, that's slowed down to 50p. Like, that works good. Just a little bit slowed down so that you can you've got time to see the hands kind of going mental in the air and stuff. Yeah, it was good night. Do this. I don't stay that late. I always stay like half an hour after the first dance. But this crowd just were ready to party. And there's your ending shot. Handheld, that is. I was literally about to ask how late you stay. Yeah, so on this particular wedding, they got like the dance floor was packed right after the first dance. The first dance was at about 8:30, 8:45, and I was probably there till about 9:30. So I can sometimes get everything I need in about 15, 20 minutes if everyone's up and loving the dance floor. If they're not, I'll stay a bit longer, but generally I don't stay any more than like half an hour to an hour after the first dance. I say to the couple like I don't have a set time, I'll just stay till whenever, but like it just basically, and I explain to them, it's just I'll stay until I feel like I've got enough. So if I did decide I want to get off, it's not like, oh, we booked you till 10 o'clock. I just tell them I'll stay until I've got everything. So and most people are happy with that. Oh, not tell lie. All my couples are happy with that. I just say, yeah, I'll stick around till I'm no set time. I'll just stay till whenever, and I'll stay till I've got enough stuff. And generally, that means I'm done within like half an hour of the first dance. And to be honest, if I'm not getting that much dancing footage from the night do, I'll just make the edit more about the ceremony or more about the bridal prep, or less about the party. Whereas this one was quite a good night do, and everyone's dancing. There's loads of party footage to include. So this has been more of a party edit, and I've got a good couple of minutes to night do stuff if there isn't much of that to use. Sometimes after the first dance, people run to the buffet and sit and eat. So frustrating. I know, but the good thing is, if you time leaving with the buffet coming out, you can grab a bit of food on your way home, which I always try and do. And I get my hand in the sweetie cart as well. If there's a sweetie cart, my hand's always in there. I normally get into the sweetie cart before anyone else, get a bag, put it full of sweets, and stash it away, ready for later on, for when I go home, and I'll just eat it on the way home. If there are any potential brides and grooms watching this, I don't really spend my whole day eating your food, promise. I'm going to do like a match cut here with, if I can. So I've got the couple central here, and I've got the couple central here. So I'm going to see if I can go jump from this shot to this shot. without it being too jarring. Kind of works. So I wanted to get a couple of those shots in just while he's saying how much he loves a couple more portrait shots in before the end. Where are we up to? Phil Vaughan, hello mate. How do you make sure the B or C cams in the service are always in focus without getting a sweat about it? The B cam in or the C cam in whichever case it may be, for the service and the speeches, my B cam is always on auto ISO, and I normally have it on f5.6 aperture so that I've got more in focus. I don't have it wide open because, like you say, it is difficult to focus on a wide lens from the back of the room. So if needed be, I'd stick it on f22 if I needed to, to ensure that everything was in focus. Because for me, the second angle, the wide angle, that's not the cinematic prettier shot. It's just a good safe angle for you to cover this. Like, that's my wide angle there. That's covering the speeches. It's nice and safe. It's not the prettiest to look at. So it probably I won't use it in the edit much or at all in the actual highlights film, but it's a good safe angle and everything's in focus because I've just whacked it in f8 or whatever. And then obviously the main angle is wide open and more cinematic where possible, or more focused on the speaker, or whatever. Great watching, dude. Off to get prep for Love Island. See you in a bit, Mark. I'll drop you a message to discuss Love Island in a bit when it starts, because I love chatting about Love Island. It's brilliant. Mark Haspling, $2.99. Thanks for all the info. You're welcome. What does that mean? I don't know what this blue box means. It says $2.99 on it. I'm not quite sure what that means. Apparently you're worth £2.99, Mark, according to this blue box. Unless that's like a donation or something. In which case, like, amazing, thank you. I don't, what could it be? I guess that Mark's donated $2.99, which you really shouldn't have done. Like, thanks, dude. That's ridiculous. Thank you. If that's what that means, I don't know. I'll ask you about it. Hi, Adam. Can you list your top 5 music you used to do? Can you list your top 5 music you used to do your wedding edits? Nguyen, the guy asking about my top 5 music, my top 5 tracks that I use for my edits. I have actually done a video on this. There's a video on my channel called my top favorite 5 artists on MusicBed that I use. So check out that. If you go through my videos and search for MusicBed, there's a video on my top 5 MusicBed artists. They're all listed in there. But off the top of my head, I love Message to Bears, anything by them. I love Airplanes, which I've used the track here, Blaze. This is by Airplanes. I also use a lot of Tony Anderson. It's very cinematic, orchestral kind of music. Yeah, check that out. What's Stage10.tv? Stage10.tv is the kind of streaming software that I use to do these live edits. But yeah, IF stop. Yeah, IF stop. Easy. Phil, if you've got a camera that has Wi-Fi like GH5, you can monitor and adjust the unmanned camera on your phone and attach it to your 8cam hot shoe. Wow, Jamie, that's yeah, as Pat says, that's a faff. I mean, it's up to each their own. You know, if it works for you, great. I'm just like this most laziest, minimalist, whatever I can get away with videographer. So, and I market myself that way to the couple. You know, I let them know that I'll be discreet. So I do try and keep the kit as minimal and technically simple as possible because I'm not that technical, to be honest, and it works better for me and it works better for the couple. So that is a bit overkill for my setup. I'd rather just crank the f-stop. I know there's a lot of cinematography purists that would crucify me for that, but bothered. Right, I'm gonna have to get going because I'm watching Love Island and my girlfriend's probably getting mad. But basically, all I've got left to chuck in now is all this pumping night dude dancey footage. So I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna tweak it in the morning before I go to. I've got a wedding tomorrow, but I'd have to set off till like 11. So I'm going to maybe tweak this in the morning, or at some point over the weekend, and get this finished film is going to be uploaded to the channel some point next week at the latest, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. Once the couple have seen it, actually, so it might be a few days, but yeah, look out for it. I'm going to share the finished film, and this concludes another live edit. Like I said at the start, I'm going to try and make this a once a month or maybe even once a fortnight thing, depending on how much people get from it and how much people want it, and based on my schedule as well. But certainly like a once a month live edit Q&A where I just like this. I just share my screen, tinker away doing my edit as usual, and you can ask questions and I'll answer them as I go. So yeah, I'm going to start doing this once a month, I think. If there is interest for that, let me know. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, do so. I'm guessing you're subscribed to be able to see this live stream, but if you're not subscribed, do so, or share this channel, videos, whatever, with people that you think might be interested. Hope this was helpful at all. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I love you all. Thanks, Pat, for the support, mate. Thanks, Jamie, and Nguyen. I'm really sorry I said your name wrong. And Craig Davies and everyone else that's been like consistently commenting, which means you've watched like the whole thing. Yeah, cheers, guys. I'll see you next time. I've got apart from, I'm going to upload this finished film next week. I'm also uploading hopefully a vlog, BTS vlog, of what I got up to in Marbella. So that's hopefully going to be going up on the channel in the next for next week's video. I'll be back with more videos soon because I've got loads of sort of BTS stuff and films to share. And yeah, see you soon. Nice one. Peace and love. See you later. Enjoy your weekend. If you're at weddings, have fun and bye. I'm gonna go. Stop.